Welcome back to the Stock Talk, folks. Chilling here with the boys, Andy and Curry. We just got done with an absolutely abomination of a game with Nebraska-Minnesota playing. It started out pretty well. You know, a classic Mark Whipple scripted drive. Chuba Purdy actually looked decent. And then we score again, get the field goal. And then they score right at the end of the half. I think that was one of the first interceptions. And then they tied it up in the third. And we tried to give Logan some playing time because Chuba's kind of not great. Logan played for a little bit. We could have won at the end, but Mo Ibrahim was just running all over us. Today we're going to kind of be talking about just our thoughts on the game and where Mickey is at this point. And if we think he's going to be the guy or if we're going to get an outside hire. And then, we'll kind of talk about Michigan for a little bit. What are your guys' kind of thoughts just from the game off the rip?
I want to say good start. I think our defense was playing really well. I texted you guys because Andy was working, and then Carson is just down here in Lincoln. We live up in Omaha, Andy and I do, and I was watching the game, and our defense was looking really hungry in the first half.
At the beginning?
Yeah.
Caleb Tanner finally playing well.
Yeah, literally, and so it was good to see that. It was a breath of fresh air. Something to see kind of our old defense coming back.
Right, playing with an attitude.
Yeah, so that was good to see. But yeah, man, I mean, Purdy just wasn't connecting passes, or it's like his offense wasn't trusting him or something like that, and there just seemed to be some kind of disconnect from the quarterback to the rest of the offense. Mm-hmm. Passes couldn't be made. We were running the ball okay.
To begin.
Yeah, but there just kind of seemed to be a big buffer between the quarterback and the rest of the offense, which really kind of bummed me out.
And obviously, you can't blame that all on Chuba. This is his first week back. He's filling in for Casey, obviously. So you can't expect a lot out of him. But also, when he would just throw the ball, it would look like he was like a middle schooler throwing the ball. He would just kind of be like a Taylor Martinez throw.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, why are his mechanics not better, Mark Whipple? What is this? We've had a whole week to work on him, and really, if you're a good OC, you should be able to go down and punch it in the mouth, punch the ball in, and punch them in the mouth on the first scripted drive every time, and he did that.
Right.
But then from there, it just fizzled out, and Minnesota figured us out, and they played their kind of ball.
Yeah, and they figured out our defense, which really sucked because I mean the whole last in the fourth quarter, they just ran the ball. I mean, I don't know the stats, but they had to have thrown the ball maybe 3 or 4 times in the last quarter.
Yeah, and that's an important thing. I forgot to mention, their backup quarterback was more athletic than Tanner Morgan.
Yeah. And
he jumped off right at the beginning of the third quarter. We were like, oh shit! Everyone was like, oh, this is kind of a real team. What are your thoughts, Amy?
Yeah. Gosh, the players played their hearts out like always. We got dogs on the field.
Yeah.
I'm really pissed off at Mark Whipple coming out of this game because according to everything we heard in the press conferences, throughout practice this week, Chuba and Logan split snaps equally, 50-50, and I think it was pretty damn obvious at halftime that Chuba Purdy did not have the special stuff going today. And then you put Logan in there for one drive, and then you take him back out. It's like, gosh, maybe if we only score 10 in the first half, and really didn't do much for the whole second quarter, maybe you got to give Logan a shot because Chuba was not producing.
Yeah, and they asked Mickey at the end of the game, and they were like, why did you decide to go back and forth? And they were like, he said that it was because he had more confidence that Chuba could launch the ball downfield, and that's what we needed to get back in the game, which makes sense. But it was kind of funny at the end when Logan was the one that hit that dime to Marcus Washington. Probably one of the best passes we've seen from any of these quarterbacks all year. And Casey Thompson is a legitimate pro-style quarterback. Not a pro quarterback, but he could fit the offense well.
Right.
So that was interesting. And then honestly, it was. This is maybe getting a little ahead, but we could have tied that up and gone into overtime.
We should have.
Trey was dropping every single ball the whole day.
Yep.
He was not a factor.
Isn't it crazy? Sorry to interrupt, but Trey Palmer went from best receiver in the nation to 1 yard last week and dropping shit like crazy this week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe it's mental, bad week last week, he let it carry over. But Trey Palmer has been below expectations the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
And
I don't think it's mental. If you look at him, he plays with he always has that confidence, and you need that.
he's always going to
But
beat the
it's
guys on
it's
his routes.
dude,
But
you gotta. And
finish
Mickey's
the
even
play.
talked about this a lot, and it's a very smart coaching thing to say. But he was like, when you catch a ball, you should know when you're in the middle of the field that it's going to be a catch hit every time. And he's always kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
And you could see, he knows the game, and he's like, if you break away from that first tackle, know that your tackle, the next tackle is either going to be the safety or a guy behind you that's going to try to shoot the ball.
Right.
He always has this weird insider game knowledge. It's wait, that makes a ton of sense.
Right, which was
And
interesting
it's
too.
why is Trey Palmer your guy, and he's doing these kind of things? Makes sense. Anyway, yeah.
Right, but it was interesting too because it seemed like he was almost anticipating the hit more than he was the catch. In a lot of the replays that they showed during the game today, it's like he took the ball, or he took his eyes off the ball before he brought it all the way in.
Right.
he was looking for pay dirt before he was
Yeah.
looking for the catch.
Yeah. Like the defenses are living rent free in his head the entire game, and so he wasn't focusing on the simple dynamics of catching the ball when it's given to your chest, literally perfect throw to you, and you can't complete the play. So,
obviously, it's either easier said than done. We're not getting bodied by
Right.
200-pound guys, but
Right.
when you've been doing this your whole life and you're on a full ride, it's you're expected to step up and take these hits and make big plays. And then it's last week you have a shitty week, and now you're just being afraid of defenders for a really big game as far as are we going to make a bowl or not, because it sure as fuck doesn't look like it now.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of what other big thoughts. I mean, it sucks. You can't really blame the defense for this whole game because the time of possession was totally skewed in Minnesota's favor. So our defense was on the field the whole day. That was the thing about our defense last year is that we had a lot of 3 and outs. So our defense could sit on the sideline and stay fresh. Our defense was getting ran down the whole day, or at least the second half, and a lot of the second quarter.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are keys to success in the Big Ten West. And
Another thing that I don't understand, maybe it's because Casey Thompson's out. I don't know. The first 4 games under Mickey.
Oh.
The first 4 games under Mickey, we played 4 quarters of football, and it was wow, this is a new team. In these last 2 weeks, it's been we play the first half, and then it's boom, just like Frost. We can only play 2 quarters of football.
Right, but also it's tough because you kind of have to it's tough because it's literally because we lost Casey.
Right.
I think it would be way different if Casey was in. Obviously,
Had Casey played,
I think we would have had a dub last week and a dub this week.
It's not even worth wasting our energy on because he was out, whatever. But it's fuck, all this bad stuff keeps happening to us, and it's it just feels like we should be playing in a bowl game this year, and we just let a really good opportunity just slip out of our hands. It's almost like the players and the coaches didn't realize. I mean, obviously they knew how important this was, but it didn't seem like they took it as serious as I did from a fan perspective. This is make or break.
Yeah, and maybe that's because Whipple is obviously out after this year. You can just kind of tell. His whole body language is very withdrawn. He's very, I don't know. It's just weird. His demeanor in the press conferences is very I'm just kind of enjoying this. This is my last ride. You can tell he has a different frame of mind for it.
Right.
It's not that tenacious. Hey, we're not going to get it this year maybe, but next year I can't wait to coach this team.
And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been sick and we know that, but it's
True.
Yeah. Another stat that I just looked up too was that the entire, I want to say it was the first quarter, we were looking really good and all the stats and numbers were in our favor. I mean, we only allowed them something under 100 yards in the entire first half or something crazy like that.
Right.
I don't know the exact numbers, but it completely flipped after halftime. Our numbers that we were getting in the first half, they were getting, and vice versa. Same with Minnesota's run game, their pass game, all that stuff completely changed after halftime.
it was almost like we took our foot off the gas and we were we have a lead at halftime. Let's just hold the lead and not try and score anymore.
Right. And then they started running the ball.
And that doesn't work against any Big Ten team.
Right. Yeah.
And
so there goes to show kind of the experience with the coaching. It's just it's an off year. We fired Frost. Mickey's now interim coach and everything, and we're just kind of trying to get by. It seems get throughout the season, just survive throughout.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into this a little bit later too, but the rest of the season is not looking good for Nebraska. We have some tough competition here on deck. So we got to figure this out quick, and we got to figure out a way to not completely lose all morale throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, it's gonna be huge getting Casey back.
Yeah.
I think that'll be.
Hopefully
he's back next week. And
if he was a game time decision today, he should be back next week.
Right. So I mean, that's gonna change everything moving forward. And yeah, if he was around, we shouldn't talk about it, but I mean, this would have been way different. So yeah, it's just kind of a shitty. It's just Nebraska shit, really. And it was cool to see the defense playing hard. I mean, you can tell Bill Bush is a really good coach. You can tell Mickey Joseph's a pretty damn good coach too. But it's like, I guess should we rotate into kind of what we think for the coaching search? What do you guys kind of doing right now?
I was thinking we kind of.
What else?
I was just gonna say we do Michigan and then finish with coaching.
I'll bet. Okay.
Just because we're talking about the game right now, finish with coach. That's the drama people want to hear. Save it for the end.
Right. Yeah, stick around, guys.
Yeah, you got to hang with us for at least another 10-15 minutes.
Okay. So Michigan. Okay, I'll throw mine out. We lose. I mean, I'm going prediction right away, but dude, bottom line, Michigan has a really fucking killer O-line, great running back, a great game manager at quarterback. Their defense is stout. They're not as good. They don't have as many playmakers on the defense as they did last year with Aiden Hutchinson. But as far as as a whole round defense, you can watch it and everyone's talking about it. They're way more holistic and strong team on the defense. And so it's looking like I'm going to predict right now. I'm going. They're going to score 45-55, and we're going to score, if Casey's there, and he should be, 15-25. I think they're gonna rock our shit. And we're in Ann Arbor. Wow. What do you guys think?
So looking at the spread today, we were 13.5-point dogs. I imagine next week we'll probably be 24.5-point dogs. I say we cover. I say we probably lose by. I say we're down by 14 going down the stretch, and then we score a touchdown in throwaway time. We lose by 7.
Yeah, it might be tight actually. Yeah, it could be tight.
I think it'll be 2 or 3 scores. We score a couple touchdowns in throwaway time, so the final score makes it look a lot closer than it was. But we physically get dominated the whole game, but we somehow just stick around and it doesn't look so bad on the scoreboard.
Gotcha. Okay, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna predict a win. No, I'm kidding.
That'd be the most left field fucking ever.
Yeah, no, that's.
I'm not even sure Curry's a Nebraska fan.
You should see our fucking text, y'all. Curry halfway through every game he goes, I fucking hate this team. I don't give a shit, you know.
Yeah. Huskers,
we're all pretty withdrawn at this point. Literally, we're so unattached to the outcome.
Literally, the Rutgers game, we're down at half. Curry's like, we suck. We have 0% chance of winning this game. Hope, yeah. And then we win the game, and Curry's like, we're dogs.
That's kind of Curry, yeah. That's Curry in a nutshell right there.
Definitely.
He rides the roller coaster to the highs and the lows to the lows.
I do. Yeah, I'm through it thick and thin. But
and you would think like being at a big college like this, you know, like parties and like all the fun shit, we kind of like going out to the bars depend on wins on Saturday. Not at all.
Here. We don't.
No way.
Not at all. We're going to a party.
If it's a close game, that's a win right there, man. You know,
it's we get it at this point. Last year was kind of down. We've talked about this before, but now everyone's just so withdrawn.
We knew this year was a throwaway season, but it felt like we could have made a bowl, and now it doesn't feel like that. Yeah. But
it's fallen on the volleyball.
But we knew it. We knew it was a throwaway season. We're a volleyball school.
Right. We're a women's sports school. Softball.
Men's basketball starts on Monday. Maybe we won't finish last in the Big Ten in basketball for the first time in 4 years.
Wait, I thought it
started. Who's to say?
Who's to say, dude? Was it like a preseason game?
That was an exhibition.
And we got our shit rocked, right?
No, I mean we beat them by 15, but it was like a D3 college. Oh no, Colorado beat us in an exhibition.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Colorado, y'all.
Yeah. Anyway, my prediction for next week is that it's going to be a loss. I don't think it's going to be as big of a loss, especially with the defense that I saw today. If they kind of come back next week with that dog mentality,
I think Casey bounces back.
Yeah, I think it'll be a closer game. I'm going to say 31-24 as a final score. I think it's going to be.
It's gonna be cold. It could be lower scoring.
Yeah, and I think what's gonna happen is that they're gonna take off. I think they're gonna take off in the beginning. I think the first half they're gonna own, and then the second half we're kind of gonna match their tempo a little bit.
Gosh, I don't know. That is not us.
Opposite. I say we'll probably keep it tight. I think in the beginning, and Casey might keep us in it. But I mean, Michigan, like great teams, just outpaced by the end.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely. Well, that's going to be the case. Is that it's going to be a close game around halftime to third quarter or so, and then either the second half of the third quarter or the fourth quarter, they're going to take off and score either 2 or 3, maybe 2 and a field goal or something like that.
I mean, we know how the first quarter is going to go, right?
Yeah.
It's like we win the toss. Our first drives scripted are amazing.
It's going to be great.
So we're up 7-0. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to beat Michigan.
Everyone on Twitter's like, oh, I kind of like Mickey again.
And then Michigan's going to score 21 unanswered, and then we'll get a field goal before half, and we'll be like, oh, it's close, and then...
Yeah, and we'll catch up and make
That's
it
exactly
a
how
close
it's going to go.
And then they're going to take away, and then we'll score a couple touchdowns in throwaway time, and it's going to be like, oh, we only lost by 10. And then it's going to be like, nah, we got dominated. We just scored a couple times in throwaway time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
If that doesn't happen exactly, I will retire from podcasting.
No, wait, I'm going to run off of that really quick. So you said 21 to 10.5.
21 to 10.5.
Okay, so they're going to defer. They're going to kick it off. I'm going to try to really get this right. They're going to put it in our face beginning of the third quarter. It'll be 28 to 10. And then we're going to not score because we always come out in our first third quarter drive just absolutely ass.
3 and out.
Like, it's always a 3 and out, and everyone just kind of looks around like... like, it happens every time. And then typically it happens again, and everyone's just like...
So at this point,
And then
say
our
they get a
defense is
field
gonna
goal.
get our shit beat in.
Say they get a field goal on the second one, so they're up 38-10.
No, I'm gonna go. They score again because dude, Michigan's top fucking 5 team. They're really good.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I say
and they're gonna run the
38-10.
clock, so it's gonna be 35-10 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We're gonna get like one drive that kills way too much of the fourth quarter, and then maybe kick a field goal. No, I don't even think we'll get it.
Nah, we'll take it.
No, we'll get a touchdown. It'll be 35-17, and then they're gonna not. It's gonna be 38-17. Such a classic college football score.
And then maybe we got to get a touchdown again in throwaway time, I bet. I say 38-24.
Maybe a field goal. I don't know about a touchdown, but I don't know, dude. I think
we hit this head on.
Yeah, no, it's 38. It's 38.
See, that's why I said 24.
What
so
do
like,
what do a lot of women say? It's giving 38-17.
It's giving 38-17.
That's what all you guys say. We're gonna hear that a lot, probably. You never heard like it's typically women and gay men. They're always like, it's giving this.
It's like Curry's gonna walk in.
Curry's
gonna walk into the party drinking a Bud Heavy.
Example.
He's gonna walk in drinking a Bud Heavy,
yeah.
and some girl's gonna go, "Oh my gosh, that's giving such blue collar right
Literally,
now."
it's giving blue collar. You've never heard that?
And Curry's just gonna be like,
he's also dating like a woman that probably doesn't say that.
No, yeah,
But
that's fine.
Anyway, that's such a tangent.
it's giving such out of touch.
Yeah, it's giving.
Well, now I'm
Dude, I can't even
guys.
say it without cringing internally.
Oh, so it's a bad thing.
No, I mean it's.
Oh, don't
whatever.
say it. Don't
It's not a
start
big
saying
deal.
it.
Like if someone says it, don't like punch them in the face if they're not. Nazi.
Oh yeah, you know me.
Curry would.
It's giving, and I'm just gonna like haymaker it right there.
Give it what?
It's giving me a chance to put your ass on the ground.
All right.
Anywho,
Wow, that got out of hand.
Yeah.
38-24.
You guys know what we're talking about if you're listening.
I obviously don't, but
I don't know if it's a big thing anymore, but I've heard it enough.
all right.
Yeah, it's
You also live in Lincoln, where it's a school city or city, and you're around it a lot more.
True.
college town.
I guess that's Michigan in a nutshell right there. We kind of broke it down, y'all.
We guaranteed hit that.
Come back and hit that. We're gonna clip that for Twitter after Sunday next week.
And when that happens exactly, I want a follow on Twitter and a subscription on YouTube from you guys.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk coaching search. What are our thoughts after this Minnesota game, boys?
Okay. Forget what we saw today. I saw a rumor on Twitter that it's already confirmed that Mickey's the head coach.
Whoa, from where?
Some account with like 20,000 followers.
Really?
Yeah. And basically they said that according to sources, Mickey's gonna sign the contract on like November 18th, so after the Wisconsin game, and they were basically, and then they followed that up with a tweet below that said like, I have too much to lose to make this shit up. This is from real inside sources. Supposedly this is happening. So forget what we saw today. I would love to believe that because I really do think Mickey has not national championship potential, but definitely 6 wins, 8 wins potential.
Win the Big Ten West every 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Not beat Ohio State.
maybe he
he'll
gets
pull these recruits.
maybe he gets a 5-year contract and wins the Big Ten West twice, wins the Big Ten once.
Maybe like Malachi Coleman's senior year.
Yeah.
We get a college football playoff run in the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, because that'll be
So we're betting right now that he is the guy.
I'm saying, yeah. I would like to say he's the guy. If he's not the guy, I want Lane Kiffin, but I think he's the guy.
And Lane Kiffin is the right guy because he's from Nebraska. He knows how to run an offense.
He teases us on Twitter hardcore.
He wants a crowd.
Yeah.
If it's not him, I've always liked Matt Rule. I get why people don't, but I think that he's good at developing athletes. And I think that when you're a Big Ten West team, you need to have a solid development program because you're not going to get all the best recruits. And Matt Rule did a great job at Baylor doing that. So I would actually be pretty open to that. But also, if you do that, you'd have to expect not a great year next year. The thing about Mickey is that maybe next year, he says all the right stuff. Like you can tell that the players love him. So there's a chance, like if he sticks around, or like a Bo Pelini team next year, a Bo Pelini team the year after.
8 wins.
He's obviously
8 to 10 wins.
He's not like the home run hit, but at the same time, it's like
it's a big stepping stone to get us back on track.
Right. Okay. What do you think, Kurt? Now that we kind of, you heard it here, heard it here first, folks. If it's not true, then it's Andy's fault.
Yeah.
I got no
and that
words.
guy on Twitter, but I guess he has something to lose. So
Yeah. All right, I'm thinking
Urban Meyer.
Coach O is our new coach. now.
Coach O.
What's it giving you, Curry? Please say
See that you saying that right over my head. Like I didn't even.
You
Like,
didn't pick up on it?
We just
Just a little
talked about
giggles. You were like, wait, what am I missing?
I was like, wait a second. No, I think Mickey's the guy. I do. I think Mickey.
Yeah, it is giving Mickey.
I think Mickey is the guy.
It's
because-
giving Big Mick energy.
Well, and here's the thing too: is that he's got a
Put him on
ton.
together.
He has a ton of experience with
Really good athletes.
really good athletes, and he's built
Knows how to
up.
recruit.
Yeah, he's built up the LSU team when they won the national championship. He has experience with D3 schools, D2, all the way up to D1.
Did you guys see that he is potentially in the race for a Power 5 school? Arizona State is apparently reaching out to him right now.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, when we had our last podcast that got corrupted or we lost, we recorded with Dan from Run the Damn Ball, and we talked about where we would see Mickey going if he didn't.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
We were talking about what would happen if Mickey wasn't hired this year, and apparently it's looking like he wants to move on to a coaching job.
Yeah.
And so he probably wouldn't take like the wide receiver coach position if Lane Kiffin was hired,
Right.
which is scary because we want to keep him. So at this point, it is probably the safe bet to give Mickey a year. Give
I
him a
think
1-year contract, 3-year contract, whatever.
And see, that's my thing too. Is that I think Trev is smart enough as an AD to know that the fans like Mickey, the players like Mickey. He's definitely got potential. He has experience. He can win games.
Yo, calm down.
He's
Yeah.
Just checking some scores.
Oh, gotcha.
LSU's up 14-9 on Bama as we speak.
Go Bama. Shout out Elise. She's not watching. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, Kurt.
No, you're good.
I apologize.
I'm still thinking through it. I think, so, I gotta figure out what I want to say first. I think, sorry, I'm trying to
All right,
process
cut
this.
ad break.
Yeah, Mickey's the guy for sure. If not him, I agree with you with saying Lane, just because Nebraska guy, he knows how to develop a program. Like you said, he did it at Baylor really well. And that's what we need.
You mean Matt Rule?
What's that?
You mean Matt Rule?
Or yeah, sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I like Lane.
Lane is ideal.
Yeah.
Lane's the home run. If there is a home run, it's Lane Kiffin.
But I don't think we're
If
ready
there's
for
a
that
middle
yet,
ground,
dude.
it's Matt Rule.
We're not ready for that yet.
If it's what's a good stepping stone, which the fans want,
That's a good summary.
it's Mickey.
It's a great summary right there.
Yeah.
I'm connected at heart. I changed my prediction. We beat Michigan, win out, make a bowl.
Cricket.
Hopefully.
Obviously,
like
all
that.
jokes, but I want it.
What's that
Not
code?
gonna happen.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
We were talking about that last time I was here.
Really?
Yeah. When he's like in a ski mask and he's doing the interview and they're like,
Last time I feel like we talked about that all the
You
time.
think you're gonna marry this girl and
He's
settle
like-
down?
I hope so.
I hope so.
You good. Okay, what do we think about the Drake album, boys?
I like it.
Heat.
Fire, dude.
I do like it. I think it's a good combination of the two, where it's got like the heavy 21 beats, but then it's got Drake's like, melody.
Try
Kind of
me.
kinda
Just like vibing.
It's like
It's like
Drake's
ethereal and like
it's Drake's like fruity side mixed with 21's like
real
Like
gangsters.
murder
shit.
gang. Yeah.
And the ad-libs, I don't know who did the ad-libs on that album, but I was talking to Curry about this on the way down. It sounds like Lil Yachty's throwing out those ad-libs.
He is.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's confirmed. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was
Did y'all
Yachty.
listen to Poland by Lil Yachty?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Do you know that's a
To
bit?
Poland.
That song's a bit.
Well, what do you mean? It's a
He
bit?
was
He's a
trolling.
walking bit, dude.
Well, he was trolling one of his buddies in the studio because he was drinking like Poland water or something like that.
Poland Springs.
Poland Springs, and he was like,
No.
"I take a walk," or whatever.
To Poland.
And he was like,
But it's walk like Waukesha.
Yeah,
Right.
and they were like, hey yo, let's put that on a beat.
yeah.
And they had
No,
like a Lil
literally.
Yachty like voice shit where it's like, wah.
Wow. And it's just a
Like,
minute.
And then that fucking like bing, 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 like
Yeah.
that shit. No, it's low-key hard.
But they were asking him in an interview, and they were like,
And I could just see Yachty with the beads in his hair, just like, Poland.
Just like fucking sloshed, like not even there at all. Just
Right.
No, he doesn't even drink.
Well,
He's sober. He's completely there. But he's having so much fun.
right.
yeah.
No, they're doing an interview with him, and they were like, dude, is it like embarrassing when a song that you're not even like trying to blow up blows up? And he's like, I mean, it's not like disappointing. Like, it's kind of cool because it's like it proves that like I'm the best. You know? And then
I
he's
think
also,
he is. I think he's the GOAT.
He also was like, this new album that I'm dropping. He's like, I've worked really hard on this one. Like, this is gonna be like a big album for me because it's not like what he typically does. And so
We'll see. Dude.
that's what he said. That's what he said in this interview. And so he's like, it's kind of funny just because it's like this proves that I'm better than everybody else. And
That's
we're
some
just
Yachty
like,
shit.
all right, cool.
Hell
Yeah.
Yachty on top.
But yeah, Jumbotron shit poppin' so far is my favorite. I know some people don't like it because he's stealing like kind of Playboy Cardi shit, but I just fuck with that shit so hard. And then when Travis comes in on Pussy and Millions, like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, that's gonna be a banger for life for our generation. Like, oh my gosh. Broke Boys.
I like Broke Boys. That's my
It's
favorite
good.
one. Yeah.
More M's. The Metro produced one is pretty good.
BS is good too.
OBS.
I don't know the names yet. I've only listened through it one time with Curry.
That's all right. Is it? It's like the second song. The first song's good too. Rich Flex. The second song.
Oh.
21. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing, 21.
Whatever-
Oh, even 21 solo song 3 AM on Glenwood is
Yo,
pretty good.
Whatever the song is where 21 goes, I don't get carded at the club because I know I'm 21. That bar goes crazy.
Dude, you know that? Do you know what song I'm talking about? Where I think it's Broke Boys, where they kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like the shit you want the whole album, and then
Yeah.
they finally do it.
Yeah.
And then like Drake and Seth, they just have like the greatest back and forth. Like Drake's like, 21 is like, fuck, what does he say? Drake is like, if I get on your record, or excuse me, if I get on your song, your record will keep you. 21's like, I get on your song, and I make it like they kind of just like, it was sick.
They
It was
do a
like
little
and
like
forth.
back and forth thing, yeah.
That lyric I think will go down.
More M's
for
is
sure.
really good too.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just a lot of really good songs. It's
The
gonna
Circo
be
Loco one where it's like where I think it's a party. Is it a party all the time? Or no, one more time.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, great album. Her Loss is like the most light skinned shit ever too.
Right.
It's pissing off all the women across the world. Love our women though.
I love the fact that it's like a combination of Drake's like R&B kind of fruity like sound, you know, kind of with this like melody and everything, and then 21 comes in and it's like it completely flips it on
Good contrast.
Yeah,
But the
it's a
weird
really
thing
good
too is like
contrast.
this is some of like Drake's hardest hitting shit that he's produced in a while. Just kind of like being like, hey, I dropped honestly not never mind, it was ass.
Yeah.
Here I am. Don't forget I'm the king. And like he dropped some bars.
Yeah.
All right, it sounds like we're straight Drake dick writing right now. But also we're not Drake dick writers. Certified Lover Boy is ass.
Certified boy lover.
What's
Exactly.
the I would compare this album to oh boy, I can't remember the name of his album. Drake's album.
Oh yeah, that one Drake album.
Yeah, the Drake album.
The
with,
one Drake album, you know.
Drake.
you know.
Drake and probably like
Views. It reminds me of Views a
Views?
lot.
mm,
Yeah.
Views has one of my favorite songs of all time on it. With you.
With me?
With you. No, not with you. Not with you. With you.
Yeah, I
All
would
right.
compare it to that just because it's a good
What do we got?
album.
Oh, we're pushing 30.
minutes. That's about just right, I feel like.
Yeah.
32 for O'Shawn Mathis. He finally showed up today, kind of.
All right, I think this would be fun. Real quick, give me your 4 for college football playoff.
4? Oh, okay. I think Clemson will lose. Or did they lose? They don't. Oh, they're
They're gonna lose.
TCU looked like they had a rough time today against Texas Tech.
Very tough.
Okay, it's Georgia. Georgia's gonna win. I would put all my money right now on Georgia. I think they're better than Alabama. Alabama's not that great. LSU's kind of playing with them, and they shouldn't be. Damn, I don't know what they're gonna do with Tennessee. I don't know. I think they're kind of fraudulent. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're gonna go far.
I don't know how you decide. Yeah.
I would go It's gonna be, if I were to guess, it's gonna be Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and but Michigan's gotta beat Ohio State, bro.
Tennessee.
I know, right? But
They got mollywhopped today. But since
they're gonna have
Clemson
to
and
play in the
Bama are
SEC
gonna
championship,
lose,
right? I'm bad about all the. They're gonna have to play in the SEC championship again, right?
yeah.
And I think they would lose to both Alabama and Georgia again if they had to. Especially if it's a neutral for an SEC championship game.
Okay.
Because Alabama lost in Knoxville. Yeah, I don't know. I would go Georgia, Ohio State, TCU.
I say Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State. No, TCU 3 because Ohio State.
You think Michigan's gonna beat Ohio State?
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense then.
Georgia 1, Michigan 2, TCU 3, Ohio State 4.
I say Georgia 1.
I would say about exactly the same.
I would say Georgia 1.
I would flip Michigan and Ohio State.
That's what I'm. Yeah, Ohio State number 2, Michigan 3, and then number 4. I don't know.
TCU would be 3. Because if TCU does make it in, that means they win out. If they don't win out, they're going to be out. So that means that if Ohio State and Michigan are going to play,
Right.
the loser is automatically going to be the
Because
first seed.
TCU wins the Big 12, they would have to win the Big 12. That means they would beat a pretty good, either a Kansas State or a ranked Texas. They'd get one more. They'd get one more like resume solid win.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think we all agree. It'll be Georgia. I mean, this is in our heads, but it's most likely going to be Georgia, Ohio State or Michigan 2, and then whichever one is not that, it'll be 4, and then 3 TCU.
3 TCU.
I like
TCU
that.
might fucking drop one. Who knows?
Who would take the spot of either Michigan or Ohio State?
It's looking like Oregon or Alabama.
Oregon or Bama. Yeah.
I would say Bama.
Unless if Bama loses
Unless
tonight, they're
USC
done.
beats Oregon because
True,
I know,
dude.
it's tough. It's a tough.
I'm
one.
sticking with TCU because I think it's safe.
But also, we're betting on Bama winning tonight.
Yeah, but they're
For
down.
that team.
They're down, dude.
They're down.
Yeah.
I still think they'll win. I think they're
Not by much though, bro.
Yeah.
14-15.
Oh,
The fourth quarter.
Bama's up. Okay, Bama's up by 1. LSU's getting the ball. We're gonna go watch that game.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed. We will catch y'all next time. Go big, motherfucking red.
Yeah. Go Big Red, baby.
3 more wins for a bowl game.
Okay. Thank you.